Hey guys, I am not looking so great because I just had a medical procedure done yesterday and I'm kind of recovering now from that today. Um, it's okay, I'm fine. I don't need to worry about me or anything, but it was kind of a I didn't want to do it. I mean, whoever does want to have like medical procedures or surgeries or whatever done, like nobody really, it's like, yes, that's my idea of a good time. Um, no. So anyways, um, that was, yeah, my days are all kind of groggy. I'm still a little groggy and stuff from like sedation and whatnot that I got. Um, but yeah, it really, the whole thing has made me think about anxiety a lot because my anxiety has been sky high. Probably pretty much all semester, ever since the last semester started. So like I'd say like September time frame, August time frame, my anxiety just started rising and it's really, really, really bad now. Like it's bad to the point of back when I was dealing with like GAD, like generalized anxiety disorder, back when I was dealing with that kind of anxiety, the anxiety that's every single day over every single thing. Um, that's kind of the anxiety that I'm dealing with now. And it's unbearable to me at this point, and I think I'm going to need to go see the doctor and get some medication for that because, truth be told, I've never really had any successful medical treatment, I guess, medication for anxiety. Um, the short-term stuff works for me, like Ativan and Xanax and stuff like that, which I have taken. Um, which it kind of reminded me, because today I was like so horribly anxiety ridden. I've been so anxiety ridden the last couple of days over this procedure that I knew I was going to have done. I was anxious about it, and then I was anxious when I went in to have it done, and I wound up waiting like 3 hours like in the bed, like waiting for them to come and get me and stuff. And so my anxiety was just like rising and rising and rising, and my heart rate was like, I think they said my heart rate was like 115 or something, just like consistently. And the nurse guy was like, are you feeling anxious? And I was like, yeah, really bad. And he was like, yeah, your heart rate is really high and stuff. And he's like, is there anything in particular you're nervous about? I'm like, yeah, just the whole thing. Because like I say, I don't like having stuff done. And I just don't. it the whole medical, being in hospitals, I don't like it. And so yeah, so I was really anxious then, and then when I went in to actually have the procedure done, they gave me sedating medication, but I think it only worked a little bit. I don't remember all of what happened, but um, yeah, I remember a little bit, and I remember my heart rate being really, really high then, and the doctor saying like give her more meds, but it wasn't really even working. It wasn't like calming me for some weird reason. And I think towards the end it did, but so yeah, so then today my anxiety was just kind of there again, even though the procedure's over. And that's kind of one of the things about like generalized anxiety is that it really is anxiety about anything. It's anxiety about anything. And I guess I could say for me more so it's the trigger. The trigger could be anything. Like somebody could just like walk into a room and I'd automatically be like it'd be like a startle thing and then it won't go away. And I'd just be like for the next like 2 hours. It's not like, oh, somebody gets startled normally and you go, oh, and your heart races and then like a minute later it stops. It's like for me, once it gets triggered, it just keeps going. And so a lot of times when I talk about anxiety, I may have mentioned this in other videos, I don't necessarily mean I'm worrying about stuff. Sometimes that's a component of it, but a lot of times it's just what I just said. It gets triggered by something, a noise, a person doing something I wasn't expecting, um, any kind of weird thing that'll trigger it, and then once it gets triggered, it's like the physiological thing in my body. My heart races, my stomach gets nauseous, I get kind of headachy, my mouth gets dry, and once it gets triggered, it just does not stop. Like, it goes for hours and hours and hours. And so that's why it's a problem, is because it's just pretty much constant all day, every day, to the point of like almost like panic attacks over stuff that's not a lot of the stuff is not that big of a deal. I mean, some of it's nerve-wracking, but that feeling in my body, I cannot stand the feeling of my heart racing. I can't stand it. And I will do just about anything to get that feeling to go away, especially when I know, like, you know, like today, I get up logically, there's no reason for my heart to be racing. Everything's done, it's over. I don't even know why it is racing. It just won't stop. And so I was looking through my big box of meds, because I save all my meds, and I miraculously found an old bottle of Ativan in there, which I had been looking for my Ativan forever and could not find it. And so there it was, a really old prescription from my old psychiatrist. It's probably 2 years old, and it was a full bottle of Ativan. So naturally, I declined it, and now I feel fine. But I know that Ativan and Xanax and stuff like that, you can't take it long term because it's addictive, and it's actually, I think it's counterintuitive to take it long term because it does things that, you know, make your anxiety worse off, and so it's only for short term and stuff. But like I say, I've never really found anything other than that that would help that response in my body. I've taken Zyprexa in the past. Zyprexa, you know, when I've taken it for long term at higher doses, it helped with my anxiety, but this time it really didn't. And I'm not taking it anymore right now because I just felt like I wasn't needing it. I'm having more of a problem with anxiety, I think, than moods, and the Zyprexa was not helping with my anxiety. I don't know if it was because it was too low of a dose or what exactly, but it didn't help. I've tried some other meds for anxiety that did not help in the past. And so now I'm kind of like wondering what to take. I need to go see my doctor so that I can figure something out, because I need something that I can take regularly that will help with this anxiety, because I cannot live, I can't function. When my anxiety is that high, I can't even leave my house. It's that bad. And when I do leave my house, I feel like I'm gonna have panic attacks constantly. So, kind of sucks. You know, I've had therapy about anxiety and triggers and stuff, and that worked a lot for me, and it still does, some of it. So I don't think I need like more therapy, because I understand all of that when it comes to like exposure therapy and all of that stuff. You know, I do that, expose myself to things that cause me anxiety so that I can get over the anxiety. But lately, the last few months, it's just unbearable. And I know a lot of that has to do with just my stress level in general is high. School, the demand to perform at a high level at school, the divorce, my children, all of that stuff is like weighing on me very heavily. So anyway, I didn't mean for this to get really long, but I just wanted to talk about anxiety and meds. If you have any meds that you take for anxiety, let me know what they are, because I'm kind of curious what works for other people, since I have limited amount of experience with anxiety meds, because doctors, they don't seem to want to give you anxiety meds, to be honest. Like, in my experience, they really don't want to give you stuff for anxiety, which is weird. Like, they would much rather give you like heavy duty antipsychotics than give you something for anxiety. And so, yeah. So we'll see what happens. The lady who is my current psychiatrist, she's not like my old psychiatrist. I like my old psychiatrist a lot more. This lady barely knows me. So I think she thinks I'm some kind of idiot, that I don't know what I'm talking about or something. When my old psychiatrist, she knew I knew what I was talking about when I came in and when I suggested things, that I had done the research and whatever. And this lady's just kind of, I think she thinks, oh, she's just some idiotic lay person that, you know, doesn't know. It's like, lady, I've been in the system for God only knows how many years. Like, I know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, so we'll see. Like, she didn't want to give me Ativan at all before. I kind of had to coerce her into giving me the Ativan, and she only gave me like 6 pills for 1 month, because she was like, well, I don't want you to take too many. It's like, that's just proving like she doesn't even trust me to not go off and like get addicted or overdose myself, which really irritated me. my old psychiatrist had no problem with giving me a 30-day supply for 30 days because she knew I wasn't going to take all 30. It's just nice to have a surplus if you need them. Give somebody 6 pills. It's like, whatever. So yeah, let me know drugs you take or ones that you have liked, have not liked, so I can look into them a little bit. All right, there you go. My anxiety. Doing all right for today. Tomorrow I'm sure it'll be back once meds wear off.